everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the second part on the Lexus 430 Ironman engine bay. We're going to get straight into it and start the cleaning. Right, guys, we have completed stage one of the cleaning on the plastics. Now you've seen in that short time lapse I went in with elbow grease, just your standard elbow grease that you'd have in your kitchen. It's quite a good degreaser, and I used that with a detailing brush and went in all the intricate pieces where the screw holes are, all around these pieces here, because you get a build up on these letters here and all around the Lexus badge. Cleaned it all down in that on all these pieces. Then I took it outside, sprayed it again on all the pieces, let it sit on there for a bit, and then I got a high pressure pump sprayer with red hot water in, and then just jetted everything down in red hot water, brought it back in here, wiped it all down, dried it off. And now the second stage on cleaning on this is going to be solvent based panel wipe degreaser, and we're going to panel prep all these pieces, give them a good coat of panel wipe, clean it all down. I'll leave these to dry for a bit, and the next time that you'll see just degreasing, cleaning again, and then we can move on to the prep. See you in a bit. Guys, we have finished stage two. That's complete. That was wiping it all down in the solvent-based degreaser. We're now going to move on and start the prep. We're going to go in with like a 320 disc and a 240 disc on some of these bits. So I'll see you in the next time lapse. Got the prep stages done. As you see in that time lapse, I was just buzzing along, sanding back these pieces. I'll give you a little look at what I've done. So I've gone in with a 320 disc on these and keyed all this surface up. So they're all keyed, ready for the plastic primer. So the next stage on these pieces that are all prepped is I'm going to blow these off, get any dust off them, and then I'm going to soak them in degreaser again, give them a real good clean down in degreaser, dry it off. Then we've got to start masking. So we've got bits like the internals of these to mask out. We will have some of these clip edges to mask out. This one we're going to be masking off and just bagging off the underneath, so no overspraying on the underneath. So there's a little bit of masking to do just to keep the paint looking nice and sharp. I don't want it going over areas and looking all blown over bits of primer and stuff. I want it all nice and neat, and then we can get into the fun stuff and start doing the artwork. So I'll see you in the next time lapse. We're going to get these all cleaned down again, and we'll move on to the primer stages. See you in a bit. Right guys, we are all finished on the cleaning and blowing off stage. I'll give you a little pan round now, because in that time lapse you've seen something different that's happened. I brought a stand in and mounted these pieces to spray on. I've bagged everything off. We've got all the masking done that I need to do, all the masking bits. All these are complete. Back masked all these. The clips are masked off, so they're all good to go. Bagged on the trestles, bit of paper. So they're all cleaned down, blew it off, and this is its final clean. I'm going to use the DB1S for the plastic primer. Give these two nice, not really heavy coats, just nice, even full coats. Let this dry off, and then we can move on to the high build. So I'll see you in the next time lapse. Plastic primer stage done, so that's had 2 coats on all the pieces. I've left this to dry off for about 10-15 minutes. I've mixed the primer up for 2K iBuild MEPA. We're going to use the DeVilbiss HD Advance. Drop 3 coats, 2 to 3 coats on these, and then I'll see you at the end. So I'll see you in the next time lapse. Right guys, excuse the footage on the primer stage. When I put the camera above the door, you can click on the DJI to flip it to front screen. I pressed another button and flipped it to a different setting. So the lights were flickering. I've just checked the footage, so I can't redo the footage because the primer's done. Nice and simple though. You're not aiming for an immaculate finish with primer. I did thin this primer out to get a flatter finish on the smoother parts. So I'll give you a little pan around now. Primer's gone down really well, nice and smooth. So we just do a little bit of guide coat over this, flat it out, and that's good for base coat on all these pieces here. Centre one, come out really nice again. Little bit of guide coat, flat it out. We've got the textured piece here, but I don't mind this because this is going to tie in with the Iron Man theme, because this is going to be where the Iron Man theme is where he's been shot at and things like that, where it's the worn look. That's what I'm going to go for on this. We've got these pieces come out really well. The only piece that you can see the texture through is this one. Now what I'm going to do with this, you can just see the texture over the top. Let this primer go off, then I'm going to knock the top, because all I need is this top surface that we need to put artwork on here. I'm not worried about these pieces around here because this is all going to look like it's all sort of distressed anyway around these edges in the artwork. I want to get this top piece as flat as I can. So I'll knock this texture back once this primer's gone off, and then I'll re-primer thicker this time over the top of this section here. And then we've got a nice flatter surface to go off. Because the primer was thinner, but I didn't need it really thick for build, because it was just coverage on these smooth parts here. But that's not a problem. I can do that tomorrow, and then you can join me in part 3. We'll get the prep done again, more prep guys, with the guide coat and things like that, and then we can move on to base coat. So I hope you've enjoyed this part on the plastics and how to paint plastics and get them up into primer. That's the stages I go through, and I will always stick to that amount of cleaning, prep, blowing down, cleaning again, and then you're good to go for your plastic primer and your high build. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification so you don't miss out on any more upcoming videos on DreadFX Custom Paint. Drop your comments, guys. I will leave you with a couple of videos now that you can check out if you want to see some more custom paint work, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.